Welcome to episode 6 of Slack Smack. My name is Sean Slack. I'm joined here by Victor Mega Hugo.
Yeah, what's up, Coach?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You know, we're honored and excited to be joined with you again today on the 6th episode of the show. You know, Victor and I are really looking forward to an action-packed evening as we have 3 amazing guests coming up for you shortly. First up, we're actually going to have Felipe Pereira, who's coming on to debut in the Mega Minutes segment here in a little bit, which will actually be in Portuguese. And we're going to discuss Felipe's amazing life and career in conjunction with the sport of American football, helping it grow in Brazil and around the globe, as well as his fantastic talk show, Live with Felipe, on Instagram. Next up, hopefully, we're working on some connection deals. We should have Vic Penn coming up. He's a former South Carolina and UCF quarterback. He's going to talk about his career as well as his virtual QB training business. We're even going to do some chalk talk work on a dry erase board to show you how he trains QBs and stuff. So that should be a lot of fun as well. And last but not least, Nancy Wonder Woman Guerra is coming on. It's going to be awesome. She's the newly selected player for the WFLA, which is the Women's Professional American Football League Association, the New York Stars. And we're going to learn about her career in the sport as well as her incredible personal story that really defines her as the Wonder Woman. So it's going to be awesome. Before we get to the interviews, we have a segment that we start off with. It's going to be called Thumbs Up and Thumbs Down. And today we're going to various weeks we're going to talk various subjects, but today we're going to talk about Cam Newton. Cam Newton just got selected, unless you're living on a rock, formerly with the Carolina Panthers, just got selected last night by the New England Patriots. Now, before we get into this segment, we're going to give a little bit background. You know, Cam Newton was the former league MVP back in 2015. He's a Super Bowl contender with the Carolina Panthers, who ended up losing to Peyton Manning and the Broncos. Prior to the pros, he was the national champion, and he won the Heisman Trophy. So he's a hell of an athlete, had a hell of a career. But, Victor, I'm going to start with you. What was your opinion? You think this is a good move for New England or no?
Yeah, for sure. I love Cam Newton. I will be honest with you. I think Patriots did an excellent move because look at this. Cam Newton, we talk about quarterback. He had stats and he ran 400 yards for a season. This is a fact.
Right.
So Cam Newton, I think Bill Belichick, he's a smart guy. He's maybe the best coach for NFL, and we talk about one quarterback. He got talent and he got size. I believe right now, Patriots signed him because he's healthy.
Sure,
I think Patriots try and see his end tests, how his body, how he's healthy, and we talk about quarterback. He was MVP. And for one contract for 1 year, $7 million.
Right.
So Patriots, they don't have salary cap. And they contract on maybe the most talent quarterback, free agent for $7 million for a year. So I think it's a good deal. And maybe Cam Newton need like fit on the Patriots way from the game.
Right.
He's not the same like Tom Brady, because Tom Brady, in my opinion, is a top 3 best quarterback in the time.
Sure.
But I think it's a good move, really, really good move for Patriots.
So it's definitely a thumbs up for you. E posso falar um português também pouco e explicar a mesma coisa.
Tá, vamos lá. Eu acredito que Cam Newton vai ser uma excelente escolha, uma excelente opinião para o Patriots, por quê? Ele é um excelente quarterback. Ele, cara, é o quarterback mais talentoso free agent que o Patriots conseguiu contratar com 7 milhões de dólares. Ou seja, o England Patriots não tem salary cap agora no momento. Eles conseguiram um quarterback que já foi MVP da liga por apenas 7 milhões de dólares. Beleza, são 7 milhões de dólares que, com certeza, Ken Newton valeria 35, 40 milhões de dólares fácil para essa liga. Então, eu acredito que foi um excelente movimento. Ken Newton precisa, às vezes, se adequar ao jeito que o New England Patriots lida com certas situações fora de campo. Sim. Então, ele vai ter que se ajustar com isso. E, com certeza, o Bill Belichick vai ajustar o sistema de jogo para Ken Newton. É um quarterback que corre 500 jardas por temporada. Então, eu acredito que ele, saudável, ele chega para brigar pela titularidade do Patriots, com certeza.
E outra pergunta, só fica em português há pouco tempo. Você joga wide receiver,
sim,
né? Para você jogar com um jogador mesmo Cam Newton, uma quarterback muito mobile, I guess se fala em português,
sim.
Como é para você? Porque muitas vezes, por exemplo, you want the quarterback roll out e mesmo quando você precisa break off sua rota,
sim.
E como difícil é para você jogar com eles ou é mais fácil? Porque você lê que o quarterback faz e para você pode mudar esse seu tempo com ele ou o quê?
Geralmente isso é treinado. É bem no começo, se tratando de um quarterback novo, é algo negativo para ele, porque isso vai tempo. Um tempo você precisa ter tempo com o seu quarterback, tempo de treino. É aquele entrosamento que só os treinos e os anos vão dar. Mas, com certeza, é mais complicado você lidar com um quarterback que realmente toda hora ele sai do pocket, porque você tem rotas determinadas, você tem as suas leituras, né, você precisa identificar a defesa rápido.
Sim.
Então, realmente, isso precisa de um tempo. E acho que esse é um ponto negativo, no caso, para o Ken Newton, porque esse ano nós não temos minicamps, não temos OTAs. Né? Então, ele precisa chegar pronto para o Patriots e pegar esse entrosamento rápido e mostrar que ele precisa ser titular.
See, now this brings me up to the next point, and what I was bringing up to him. He plays wide receiver here in Brazil. He's one of the best players here in the game, playing American football here in Brazil. And, Cam Newton being a mobile quarterback, when he's doing rollouts and things of that nature, my question was basically, is it more difficult because you're going to have to, a lot of times, break off routes and stuff and come back to the quarterback? And one of the points he was making, and this is kind of brings me up to one of my first points about why I don't think this is a good move, is the fact that you need to have that time to spend in OTAs and other things to where you guys can train together and build that relationship. Now, I give it thumbs down. He gives it thumbs up. I give it thumbs down. And we're going to get into that in a second. First of all, let's talk about the injuries. Now, he had an injury on his shoulder, which he had to have surgery, actually 2 surgeries for. And he had a surgery on his foot. Now, believe it or not, I actually had to spend a month training, learning about the foot when I used to be a shoe store manager way back in the day. I know there's 26 to 28 bones in foot. I've had 2 surgeries. I still have screws in my feet. And I know that the foot does not heal completely ever once you have surgery down there. And I think this is really going to affect him, not only as far as his running, but as far as his mobility, as far as doing – they're going to be more of a running team this time. They have a pretty good offensive line. I think they're going to run the ball more. You're going to see more double tight end, single tight end sets, and kind of accent his size and his ability to run. But on the same token, when you're doing the play action, when you're doing the rollouts and such, it's going to put a lot more pressure on his foot, and it's going to have to be hopefully completely healed. I don't think it will. The other thing is this is really going to affect his accuracy, and this is something we'll talk about with Vic Penn later, but I know just from coaching quarterbacks and then my brother being a quarterback as well, if you can't plant your front foot and have that good stable balance and things of that nature, you're going to have problems with your accuracy. And that takes me to the next point. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that part. Again, they're going to be a running type of offense, so it's going to be interesting to see how they use him. Next, they have not really a good wide receiver crew. Most of their receivers they brought in are rookies. They're not familiar with him. They're not familiar with the system. They're not familiar with the Patriots. Who knows how that's going to go? They've got some athletic tight ends, but are also fairly new. He doesn't have Greg Olsen like he used to have at Carolina, to where they could have that relationship and have that safety valve at tight end. Next, psychologically, I mean, the guy is a self-centered showboat. Let's be honest. I mean, the guy, everybody remembers, he didn't jump on the fumble in the Super Bowl. He's wearing the gold MVP cleats every first down. He's doing his little dance, and he's doing, look, anybody who's played for me will tell you, I actually get my team in different groups, and I promote and I make them develop different celebrations because I love it. I want you to come out. I want you to have fun during the game. But there comes a point in time where you got to focus on what's going on. And to celebrate a freaking first down is a matter of, is ridiculous. Then you take all the ridiculous outfits, dressing like a grandma, going to the press conferences or whatever. Okay, you want to swag out, that's your thing. But again, it's all about putting the spotlight on me. Then when things go wrong, what does he do? You always see him go sit down on the bench alone, and he's pouting. He doesn't want to talk to anybody after the Super Bowl. He didn't want to talk to anybody, blah, blah, blah. It's just not a very team-conducive thing, and Bill Belichick ain't going to put up with that crap. I mean, that's how that guy is. So, and then lastly, and the most glaring thing to me is 31 other teams passed on him. Okay, so if he was healthy, I mean, this is an MVP. The guy was one of the top players ever. And if he was still playing at that level, 31, you're going to tell me Nick Foles and all these other backup quarterbacks, or even Andy Dalton, that these guys are better than Cam Newton? Give me a freaking break. Of course not. When he was healthy. That's what I'm saying. So there's got to be something more that we don't know. They offered a crap contract, like you said, $7 million. That's completely incentive laden. Even Richard Sherman the other day said something about it, said, hey, this is crap. He's a former MVP. But look, the bottom line is we don't know what his status is. We don't know how healthy he is. In my opinion, it's like this. Look, the Patriots need a marketing jolt. Because, look, you just lost the GOAT. Gronkowski just came. Oh, by the way, you see this going on right here. Okay, I know I'm the only person in Brazil that's got an actual Brady Bucks jersey. But anyway, you lost the GOAT. Gronkowski goes also to the Bucks. I think the Patriots fans are fed up and they're upset, and they're already counting towards. I think, in my opinion, this is just like a safety valve. And they're going to go after the number one pick, which is obviously going to be Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. That's my opinion. One thing I forgot. You've got Stidham as the number one quarterback right now, right?
Yes.
You've been telling this guy for 8 months, hey, you're the man, you're going to be the starter, whatever. 30 days before training camp, you bring in Cam Newton. There goes his confidence. Imagine you're the starting receiver.
Yes.
And then we've been telling you, hey, and then all of a sudden we bring in Julio Jones. What the hell are you going to think? You're going to be looking over your shoulder the entire time.
Yeah. I think if it's happened to me, they bring Julio Jones and said, man, okay, he's a Julio Jones. I need to respect him, but I need to increase my game and tell Julio, said, hey, maybe I'm not like you, but my name is Mega. You need to respect me. So maybe what they'll try doing right now is putting Dave for. I understand what you said, but I believe.
So you think it's motivating?
Yes, but not that way. That way, because do you remember what happened with Matt Castle in 2008? He had the chance for play for Patriots. He destroyed it completely. What's happened with Tom Brady for the last 5, 6 years? Over again. Because there's, I believe, in Ken Newton.
Right.
Just not on Ken Newton, but on Bill, on the Patriots way.
Sure.
Yeah, that way.
No, you might be right. I mean, if anybody could do it, I mean, we've seen what Bill Belichick did with Randy Moss.
Yes.
You know, and again, whoever comes in there has to adjust to the Patriot way, no doubt. Speaking of that, there's rumors that just came out, just as a side note for my Bucks, that Antonio Brown is talking about going to the Buccaneers. Okay, I'm not going to get off too much on this subject, but we've already got two of the top wide receivers in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Gronkowski, now you're going to bring in Antonio Brown? Are you freaking kidding me, man? I mean, let's see if that happens. I'm hoping, but again, that was a thumbs up and thumbs down. That's definitely goes for we're definitely opposite on that, so we'll see what happens there. What's going to be interesting as well, the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. Trevor Lawrence, as you know, is the quarterback at Clemson. Unless something drastic happens and he gets hurt, he's definitely going to be slated to be the number one pick next year. It's going to be interesting to see because of the coronavirus and everything that's going on with how teams are preparing what will happen this year. Because, there's a lot of teams out there that are looking for a set starter number one. Joe Burrow's going to Cincinnati. He's probably going to have a rough first year, which, most quarterbacks do. But I think Trevor Lawrence would definitely be one of those franchise-type quarterbacks. So that's going to be an interesting. Yeah. So let's talk also about, looking forward. One of our guests, Felipe Pereira, is a big Dolphins fan as well. As you know, they just drafted Tua to come on, and from Alabama. Now, he just had a serious injury as well. How do you think Tua is going to do this year for the Dolphins?
Yeah, man, maybe. So, what do you think? I think I had surgery on my knee and is sucks, man. It's not good. It's not really good.
Right.
And we had some problem. I don't understand what let's say.
Não, pode falar.
You can.
Não, pode falar.
Yeah, okay. So é muito importante, eu acho que isso que a gente está fazendo e dando essa oportunidade de falar, porque nem todo mundo consegue passar por uma adversidade assim. Né? É algo muito, acho que mostra muito mais a superação da pessoa, algo que vem de dentro.
Sim.
Acho que pessoas que provam que conseguem superar adversidades, passar por coisas desse tipo, não é à toa que elas são. Acredito que qualquer profissão que ela escolha fazer,
sim,
ela consegue sobrepor até a personalidade dela em tudo que ela faz. Ela consegue mostrar o amor dela, qualquer profissão que ela escolha fazer. E uma pessoa que consiga passar por qualquer adversidade, superar esse tipo de situações, são pessoas que são notáveis aí. A gente consegue pontuar em qualquer profissão e no futebol americano não é diferente. Não é diferente.
Eu concordo completamente. Yeah, so that's amazing. So again, look for this segment, Tuesday and Friday nights when we're going to give a thumbs up and thumbs down. As we get closer to the season, we're going to talk more about the NFL and break down the season, break down the different divisions, the different conferences. Of course, we'll get into fantasy football, which Brazil is starting to embrace, but we'll have some really good guests talking about that from NFL players in the United States, and that'll be a lot of fun in the near future. So we're looking forward to that. Now, let me see here. We're going to get into the Mega Minutes video. Yeah.
Muito Muito bem, começando aqui um Mega Minutes. Eu estou muito feliz, cara. Estou muito feliz, me sinto privilegiado de estar participando aqui do Mega Minutes. Para quem não sabe, o Mega Minutes é um quadro aqui dentro do Slack, Smack. A gente está começando de uma maneira... começando de uma maneira bem entusiasmado, porque o meu primeiro episódio, é nosso primeiro programa aqui do Mega Minutes, e nada melhor que começar o Mega Minutes com um convidado, cara, que é um ícone do futebol americano brasileiro. Ele está sempre ligado com o crescimento e desenvolvimento do esporte, tanto fora e dentro do país, dentro aqui do Brasil. Cara, é uma pessoa que tem um caráter digno, ele é responsável por colocar uma camisa, poucas pessoas sabem disso, ele é responsável, um dos responsáveis por colocar uma camisa de um time de futebol americano brasileiro dentro do museu do New England Patriots. Ele é diretor de Relações Internacionais da CBFA, que é a Confederação Brasileira de Futebol Americano, e recentemente ele foi nomeado membro oficial do Comitê de Competições das Américas. Road clip. Yeah. E aí, senhoras e senhores, Felipe Pereira. Boa noite, Felipe.
Boa noite, Mega. Tudo bem?
Tudo bom, meu querido? Como você tá, cara?
Tranquilo, graças a Deus.
Pô, Felipe, primeiramente queria te agradecer por participar. E, cara, eu fico lisonjeado de ter a tua presença aqui comigo, cara. Eu sou muito fã do teu trabalho. Desde quando eu estava no comecinho ali da minha carreira, eu escutava falar do Felipe Pereira, dos teus feitos aqui no Brasil, das coisas que você estava fazendo pelo futebol americano. E, cara, nada melhor que estar conversando com você, bater um papo e deixar as pessoas um pouquinho mais conhecedoras da tua história, sabem da importância que você tem no futebol americano hoje, mas seria muito mais interessante as pessoas conhecerem um pouquinho mais de você e acho que vai agregar muito pra gente, cara.
Não, e eu que agradeço pelo convite, Mega.
Pô, legal, Felipe. Cara, deixa eu te falar uma coisa. Vamos começar aqui no comecinho, né? Você cresceu aqui no Brasil, você nasceu aqui no Brasil até seus 11 anos de idade, né? Você cresceu em Criciúma, Santa Catarina, nos estados no sul do país. Fala pra gente como é que foi, cara, você crescer lá. Naquela época, você conhecia o futebol americano, passava o futebol americano pela sua cabeça? Como é que foi isso?
Não, como tu falou, na verdade eu cresci em Criciúma, né, em Santa Catarina, e morei aí até os 11 anos de idade. Isso foi nos anos 80, 90, né? E aí eu não conhecia futebol americano, nem sabia que existia, para ser sincero. E quando eu tinha 11 anos de idade, meu pai veio a falecer e a minha mãe estava buscando uma outra cidade para a gente morar, e eu tinha um tio que morava em Boston, né, nos Estados Unidos. E aí a gente se mudou para os Estados Unidos quando eu tinha 11 anos de idade. Então foi meu primeiro contato com futebol americano foi quando eu mudei para Boston. Meu tio já morava lá fazia 10 anos, era torcedor do Patriots, e aí ele parava nos finais de semana para assistir os jogos e eu assistia com ele e fui começando a aprender isso lá para meados de 95, 96.
Ah, legal, cara, legal. Então você foi para Boston, e nesse seu primeiro contato com o futebol americano, eu fiquei sabendo que você até teve uma experiência de ser kicker na sua escola, né? Como é que foi isso daí? Alguém, sei lá, viu você chutando, ou então pensou, ele é brasileiro, talvez ele sabe jogar futebol muito bem, vamos dar essa experiência? Como é que foi isso?
Na verdade, sim, eu não joguei até o meu último ano da high school. Então, eu cheguei aqui na 7ª, 8ª série, fiz a 7ª, 8ª série, não joguei futebol americano, e os 3 primeiros anos da high school eu tentava jogar soccer, né? Tentava jogar futebol brasileiro, né? E só que eu era muito ruim, cara. Eu ainda sou muito ruim de futebol americano. E aí eu tava desanimado com o soccer. E no time da minha high school tinha aí 4 ou 5 jogadores brasileiros, né? E eles falaram, cara, desiste do soccer e vem jogar com a gente. Só que eu ainda não entendia muito bem do futebol americano. E como eu estava no último ano, não tinha muito tempo para aprender também. E aí, então, o coach me chamou e falou, olha, por que tu não tenta ser o kicker aí do time? E aí eu fui no meu primeiro treino, não esqueço até hoje, meu primeiro treino eu fui, dei um chute na bola, a bola foi 5 jardas, quase não foi em lugar nenhum. E aí o técnico falou, cara, tu tem que treinar. Me botaram contra uma cerca e eu treinava todo dia das 2 horas da tarde, das 2h30 quando acabava a escola, das 2h30 até as 7h30 da noite. Todo dia sozinho, chutando contra uma cerca bem alta. E fui indo até melhorar e aprendendo e aperfeiçoando, né? Geralmente na quinta-feira era o dia que a gente tinha o treino dos special teams, aí então era quando eu tinha um momento de aparecer um pouco mais nos treinos e tal. Sim. Aí quando começou os jogos, eu fui indo, eu tava já chutando field goals de 40 jardas, 50 jardas e extra point, o meu apelido era até automatic, né? Porque eles diziam que eu fazia o ponto automaticamente, né? Então já me deram até um apelido de automatic e tal.
Que legal.
E aí quando foi a minha experiência na high school foi essa.
Pô, que bacana, cara. E você realmente se apaixonou por essa posição, realmente? Você gostava de...
Eu não diria que só pela posição, mas assim, eu acho que eu acabei me apaixonando pelo futebol americano nesse momento. Porque, apesar de ter jogado só um único ano, o que eu aprendi com o futebol americano, quando eu joguei, são lições que eu carrego comigo no resto da minha vida, sabe? O interesse de jogar com equipe, trabalhar junto, entender, sabe? Nosso técnico era bem... Assim, se um fizesse uma coisa errada, o time todo pagava. Então eu, às vezes, estava correndo no campo por coisa que eu nem sabia que tinha acontecido, porque eu estava lá no meu campo treinando sozinho, mas a hora de pagar, todo mundo pagava, entendeu? Então, tipo assim, são várias... a gente teve vários momentos que marcaram. A gente perdeu um técnico durante a temporada, a gente foi como equipe no enterro dele. Quer dizer, são momentos que foram marcantes na minha história e aprendizados que eu carrego comigo ainda até hoje.
Cara, demais, demais. Você falou algo que eu realmente me identifico muito, que é essa questão eu uso até uma palavra chamada plataforma, né? Que o futebol americano acaba sendo para a gente uma plataforma de a gente conhecer essas lições, conhecer pessoas que a gente leva para a vida inteira, e mais tarde a gente começa a entender e realmente lembrar de tudo que aconteceu, né, com relação ao futebol americano, com os amigos, né, de como que era a cabeça dos coaches que na época a gente não entendia. E a gente vai pegando um pouquinho mais de experiência, vai vendo com outros olhos, a gente tem, realmente, isso foi preciso, né? Ou não foi preciso. Cara, legal.
Uma coisa que é importante, assim, que eu carrego comigo até hoje como eu falei, o primeiro treino que eu fui, eu chutei a bola e ela foi 5 jardas. Se eu tivesse pego as minhas coisas e ter ido embora e desistido, sabe?
Exatamente.
Eu nunca teria tido a experiência de jogar futebol americano e aprender todas essas lições. Mas uma das coisas que eu aprendi foi a nunca desistir por causa disso, sabe? Apesar que foi complicado, eu passei vergonha na primeira vez, eu falei, não, mas eu ainda posso aprender, eu posso continuar, só tenho que continuar tentando. E aí eu aplico isso todo dia na minha vida, sabe? Eu tento o máximo, e mesmo quando as coisas não dão certo da maneira que eu quero, eu continuo ainda tentando até conseguir o que eu quero.
Cara, que legal. Mas isso só confirma o que eu realmente acho, que, pô, você é um cara de sucesso hoje, não só no futebol americano, um pai de família que eu acompanho nas redes sociais, um excelente, um cara no seu trabalho, enfim. Eu falo que o nosso caráter, a nossa conduta transparece, seja qualquer profissão que a gente escolha que seja. Então, e você sendo um cara batalhador, um cara persistente no esporte, um cara que aceita desafios, né? Você é uma pessoa que realmente aceita desafios na sua vida amorosa, com a sua família, na sua profissão. Cara, isso é demais.
Na verdade, essa é a história da minha vida, né, Mega? Eu perdi o meu pai com 11 anos. Meu pai se suicidou quando eu tinha 11 anos. E aí, 6 meses depois, nem isso, a gente acabou mudando para os Estados Unidos, como eu contei. Não falava inglês, nunca tinha saído de Criciúma, Santa Catarina, não tinha dinheiro. E tipo assim, foi uma história de superação, sabe? Perder um pai e em
Com
5 meses
certeza.
mudar para os Estados Unidos sem saber nada, sem conhecer nada. E aí eu estudei bastante, trabalhei bastante, batalhei bastante, né, batalhei bastante para chegar até onde eu estou hoje. Então, assim, as coisas, apesar de eu morar nos Estados Unidos, as coisas não foram tudo dadas de mão beijada para mim. Foi sempre meu trabalho que me colocou onde eu estou até hoje, sabe?
Sim, verdade, Felipe. Cara, se eu já era fã do teu trabalho, eu fico mais ainda hoje. É aquela frase, né? As pessoas sabem o seu nome, mas não sabem a sua história. Felipe, seguinte, cara, eu sei que cerca de 5 anos atrás, 6 anos atrás, você realmente se envolveu no futebol americano, né? Não que você não tinha se envolvido, mas realmente talvez as portas para você começaram a abrir mais, e você teve uma notoriedade melhor, né? Você se tornou presidente do Criciúma, do time da sua cidade natal. Aí depois você se mudou para Nápoles com sua família. Conta pra gente um pouco dessa fase, como é que essa sua ascendência no futebol americano realmente começou, cara, a se dar.
Como tu falou, mais ou menos 5 anos atrás eu deixei de ser um cara que acompanhava o futebol americano para participar um pouco, né? E isso começou, na verdade, eu estava a trabalho em São Paulo e no final de semana ia passar o final de semana na minha cidade com a minha família em Criciúma, né? Que eu ainda tenho primos e tios que moram lá e tal. E aí eu fiz uma pesquisa na internet, lugar era no final de semana do Super Bowl, um lugar para assistir o Super Bowl em Criciúma. E aí apareceu o Criciúma Miners, o time de futebol americano da cidade. E aí eu comecei a conversar com um americano que estava no time, o nome dele é Daron Smith, até hoje ele está na Alemanha, jogando na Alemanha. E eu comecei a conversar com ele, a gente trocou bastante ideia, foi onde eu aprendi que existia futebol americano no Brasil, que até então eu nem sabia que tinha futebol americano no Brasil. E aí eu comecei a me envolver e dar ideias. Faz isso, por que vocês não tentam isso? Sempre me baseando na minha experiência da high school. E não nunca que eu imaginava que eu ia fazer do Miners um time de NFL, nem nada. Mas dando algumas dicas de como as coisas eram feitas e organizadas na high school que eu jogava para ajudar, né? E aí foi uma questão de 6, 7 meses. O presidente, que era o Marcelo Pedroso, ele era também médico, né? Assim como todo mundo tem várias profissões no futebol americano no Brasil, e ele já não podia mais cuidar do time. E aí ele tinha me chamado para ser o general manager do time. Eu estava cuidando, tentando buscar patrocínio e ajuda e tal. E ele falou: olha, Felipe, eu já não tenho mais condições, não tenho tempo de fazer isso, tu não quer virar o presidente do time? E aí eu acabei virando presidente do Criciúma Miners. Foi a minha primeira experiência assim, com o futebol americano no Brasil.
Cara, legal, legal. Você comentou algo que como até falei antes, você é um grande responsável pelo crescimento do futebol americano no Brasil. E isso que você fez foi extremamente importante. E é o que os times tentam fazer hoje, né? E continuam fazendo hoje, que é trazer essas experiências, né, de fora. No caso, você teve essa experiência diretamente, né, com high school e passar para eles naquela época o que você já tinha visto lá fora. Então, hoje em dia, acho que o crescimento do futebol americano tá se dando bastante por causa disso, né?
Assim, eu acredito muito só porque eu aprendi ou alguma coisa, ou tenho algumas experiências diferentes que as outras pessoas possam não ter, eu não quero manter elas comigo, eu quero poder compartilhar com as pessoas para que elas possam aprender. Eu sou o tipo de pessoa que, tipo assim, se tu chegar com uma Ferrari na frente da minha casa, eu não falo, mas por que o Meg e não eu? Eu falo, não, Meg, vamos entrar aí, vamos dar uma volta junto, entendeu? Eu celebro as vitórias das pessoas e eu quero ajudar as pessoas que elas consigam ser, né, vencer na vida. Então, isso sempre foi a minha maneira de ser e até hoje, lógico, é assim. Então, eu usei isso também no futebol americano e foi onde, quando eu comecei com o Miners, foi essas experiências assim de dar dicas de coisas que eu via. Eu ia nos jogos da NFL, eu via alguma coisa nova e eu passava essa informação para eles. Eu ia, né, lembrava da experiência da high school, passava essas informações. E até hoje eu ainda faço isso com quem eu acabo conversando no Brasil, né?
Sim, cara, com certeza. Pô, que legal, Felipe. E, cara, e não é à toa, que você foi nomeado diretor de Relações Internacionais da CBFA, para quem não conhece, que é o órgão que organiza, né, a Confederação Brasileira de Futebol Americano aqui no Brasil. E, cara, é evidente que você teve muita influência. Isso é algo que eu gostaria de falar, porque eu fui extremamente, não só eu, né, acho que todos os atletas de futebol americano do Brasil tiveram esse privilégio. Você teve muita influência para trazer o primeiro combine, cara, da CFL aqui para o Brasil. E eu fui um dos privilegiados, né? Eu tive presente, a gente se conheceu pessoalmente lá em Belo Horizonte. E, cara, na sua opinião, Felipe, fala pra gente primeiro sobre esse teu envolvimento, né? Sobre a tua influência para você trazer, o seu trabalho para você trazer o Combine aqui no Brasil, da CFL, e qual a sua visão do status do futebol americano de quem está fora do país?
Eu vou contar um pouquinho da história, aonde começou, né, a questão da CFL. Quando eu fui apontado pela CBFA como diretor de Relações Internacionais, eu comecei o trabalho de trazer a liga, né, trazer a CBFA mais próximo a trazer a liga mais próxima a outras ligas profissionais, a NFL, CFL. Então, eu comecei já essa conversa. E aí eu fui no congresso da IFAF em Londres, né? Eu estava em Paris a trabalho e fui em Londres no congresso da IFAF, onde tinha lá todos os diretores das federações mundo afora, né? E aí uma das pessoas que eu fiz uma amizade foi um dos diretores da França, da Federação Francesa de Futebol Americano, e ele falou: olha, a gente está com uma parceria com a CFL, assim como outros países aqui na Europa estão também, e eu acho que seria interessante o Brasil fazer isso. Tem interesse em eu me colocar em contato que eu coloque em contato com o pessoal da CFL? Eu falei, claro, né? Aí ele mandou a informação para o pessoal da CFL, eu tive uma ligação, e aí eu expliquei para o pessoal, e era o commissioner da CFL, era o CFO, o CEO, tudo da CFL, e eu explicando para eles como é que era no Brasil, como é que a gente estava organizado, o que a gente estava fazendo e tal. E aí, olha, a gente vai fazer uma parceria com vocês, porém a gente não pode fazer um combine esse ano, porque está muito em cima do tempo. E aí, uma semana depois, ele me liga e fala: olha, tu consegue fazer esse combine esse ano? E aí, para não perder a oportunidade, dar oportunidade para os jogadores do Brasil, eu falei, claro. E aí a gente montou esse combine em Belo Horizonte em um mês, sem dinheiro da CFL, sem tempo, sem muito dinheiro da CBFA também, mas com muita vontade de mostrar para eles que a gente tem bastante potencial no Brasil. E aí tu participou do evento, tu viu que a gente tentou fazer o máximo que a gente tinha em termos de tempo e financeiramente, um baita evento, e lógico, sempre tem oportunidades para melhorar, né? Mas eu acho que acabou sendo um bom evento, e até eles falaram, né, que eles ficaram muito contentes com o que eles viram no Brasil, e acho que tem muito potencial. E assim, respondendo o fim da tua pergunta, aí tu falou do potencial do futebol americano no Brasil. Eu acho que uma das coisas que eu resolvi me envolver com o futebol americano no Brasil foi por isso, porque eu vi o potencial, entendeu? Eu acho que quando eu comecei a entender mais como é que era organizado a liga, quando eu comecei a conhecer as pessoas e ver a dificuldade que elas têm para ter o equipamento, para jogar, para ter campo, para ter isso, mas a vontade que eles têm, que superam tudo isso, eu falei, cara, não tem como. Isso é uma coisa que tu não consegue ensinar, sabe? Essa inspiração, essa vontade. Então, eu falei, se eu conseguir trazer ensinamento, se eu conseguir trazer pessoas que são capazes de agregar aqui, vai juntar o útil com o agradável, entendeu? E é isso que me motiva a fazer o que eu faço também.
Cara, sensacional, Felipe. E realmente esse trabalho, cara, com a CFL que você fez, realmente deu muita voz, cara. Não só, né, para o teu trabalho, para o teu conhecimento, e também, cara, para os outros atletas aqui no Brasil. Porque muita gente, como você mesmo já fez o comunicado nas suas redes sociais, depois da Confederação Brasileira, explicando, né, que vão ter ano que vem outras oportunidades para outros atletas. E, cara, isso dá margem, cara, isso dá esperança para jogadores novos, com 14, 15, 16 anos, se preparar. Pô, realmente agora, se eu me dedicar e se realmente eu focar no que eu quero, eu consigo, cara, porque agora eu tenho uma ponte, né? A Confederação Brasileira tem uma ponte, tem uma ligação com uma liga profissional que é a CFL. Então, demais, cara, sensacional isso, sensacional.
E tem outros programas que a gente está em conversa com a CFL, lógico, com a situação como está agora, tá tudo travado, tudo parado, né? Mas a gente já teve várias conversas em levar jogadores mais jovens para jogar em high school no Canadá, para jogar no college no Canadá, levar jogadores canadenses para o Brasil para jogar na Liga do Brasil e também para ensinar também. Então, assim, tem intercâmbio de técnicos, intercâmbio de árbitros. Então, é tudo coisa que já foi discutido. A gente tem um contrato, não é bem um contrato, mas uma lista de intenção de coisas que a gente quer fazer entre as duas federações. Então, a gente tem tem já tudo planejado que a gente tem que fazer, mas lógico, também é uma coisa que não se faz da noite pro dia, né? Demora um certo tempo, né?
Sim, com certeza. Agora eu ia te perguntar, cara, o futebol americano feminino é um pouquinho diferente, né? O Coach Sam, ele é muito ativo, cara, com o trabalho feminino, futebol americano feminino, especialmente a WFLA, que é a nova Liga de Futebol Americano Feminino Profissionais, né, prevista para inaugurar no ano que vem, 2021. De fato, temos, cara, outro jogador, a gente teve algumas mulheres aqui, jogadoras aqui do Brasil, que foram selecionadas para essa liga, né, e acredito que mais jogadoras estão para vir ainda, porque realmente, eu acredito que aqui no Brasil a gente tem material humano, cara. Às vezes falta realmente o que você falou, que é um pouquinho, né, de ter essa vontade, de ter essa vivência, de ter a técnica certa, de ter mais estrutura para disponibilizar isso melhor. Mas acredito que a gente tem bastante material humano aqui no Brasil, com atletas, jogadoras, para poder estar incluindo. Você acha que isso pode melhorar, cara? Você acha qual o relacionamento da CBFA para eles melhorar essa situação dessas jogadoras para poderem estar realmente entrando de fato nessa liga, cara?
Assim, uma das coisas que a gente debate bastante na CBFA não é só o futebol americano masculino, mas todas as modalidades. Então a gente fala do feminino, a gente fala do feminino flag, do masculino flag, de todas as modalidades. A intenção é sempre dar o suporte a todas as modalidades e tentar crescer todas as modalidades. Então, tipo assim, só que são segmentos diferentes. Então, por exemplo, o masculino tackle que a gente está falando, a gente teve essa oportunidade com a CFL. Já o flag, a gente está trabalhando mais com a IFAF, com a USA Football, porque eles estão mais envolvidos nisso, até porque tem a intenção, por exemplo, no flag, de ser um esporte olímpico em 2028, nas Olimpíadas aqui em Los Angeles, e para isso, até 2024, a USA Football e a IFAF quer fazer uma proposta para o Comitê Olímpico para ser um esporte olímpico. Então, a gente está trabalhando com esses órgãos. E a mesma coisa no futebol americano feminino. A gente ainda não identificou o lugar certo, mas faz parte da visão que a CBFA tem em crescer todas as modalidades, não só uma específica. Lógico, algumas são mais fáceis e a gente tem mais contato, outras demora mais e tem um pouquinho mais de trabalho, né?
Cara, sensacional. Eu fico muito feliz, cara, muito feliz realmente por essas meninas, pelas atletas brasileiras que conseguiram essa oportunidade de jogar na liga profissional, porque realmente, cara, eu acredito que não é fácil você escolher ser uma atleta profissional de futebol americano aqui no Brasil, sendo que você não tem um suporte adequado, né? Você precisa realmente destacar em meio de milhões de diversidades. E até comentava com um amigo meu uma vez, eu falei assim, cara, talvez para os americanos, né, que os garotos que são criados nesse protocolo do futebol americano, desde do high school para o college, talvez seja algo criado para eles, essa doutrina, né, essa mentalidade de futebol americano. Aqui no Brasil, a gente não tem essa cultura, né, essa cultura de realmente você treinar todos os dias, de você não ter ninguém te cobrando para isso, e você querer realmente destacar nos treinos do seu time treina uma vez por semana só, e você vai lá, se treina, como eu vejo essas meninas fazendo. Então, cara, eu fico muito feliz e agradeço, Felipe, por todo esse apoio com a CBFA, né, para a gente realmente engajar muito mais jogadores também, que a gente possa ter um futuro próspero aí de muitos jogadores numa liga profissional, cara. Sim. Felipe, queria perguntar para você agora sobre o Felipe Pereira, o cara que eu vejo pai de família. Eu já conhecia a sua história, já conhecia um pouco dos seus feitos, mas fala um pouquinho de você. Eu vejo bastante seus vídeos, sua história com a sua família, Facebook, suas redes sociais. Para você criar a tua família, está morando com a tua família nos Estados Unidos, né? Você realmente tem planos de voltar para o Brasil? Você acha que você se estabilizou realmente? Você quer que seus filhos tenham essa cultura? Fala pra gente um pouco sobre isso.
Eu acho assim, voltar para o Brasil para mim é complicado. Eu já vivo muito mais tempo aqui nos Estados Unidos do que eu vivi no Brasil, né? Quer dizer, eu tô com fazer 37 anos agora e foram 26 aqui e 11 aí, né? Então é o dobro dos anos aqui, né? E a família está construída aqui, está tudo aqui. Então eu acho que voltar para o Brasil é complicado. Agora, uma das coisas que eu acho que para mim é fundamental e eu tento manter isso, é manter as duas culturas, entender as duas culturas, lógico. Até muita gente fala, pô, 26 anos, tu mora nos Estados Unidos, tu até que fala português bem, sabe? Para uma pessoa que mora aí e ainda entende a cultura, tu tá sempre lendo notícias, entendendo o que está acontecendo no momento no Brasil. E isso é porque eu amo o Brasil, é o meu país, nunca vai deixar de ser o meu país, apesar de eu morar mais tempo aqui do que aí, apesar de ter passado mais dificuldades aí do que eu passo aqui, entendeu? Eu poderia muito bem falar, poxa, o Brasil, eu só sofri no Brasil, não quero saber do Brasil, mas eu tenho alguma coisa dentro de mim que faz eu manter engajado com o Brasil e manter esse interesse de voltar e tentar ajudar as pessoas que de repente não tiveram a mesma sorte que eu tive de vir para cá, estudar aqui, criar uma família aqui, entendeu? Então isso é a minha conexão. E aí eu tento passar isso para os meus filhos também. Lógico que é um pouco mais complicado. Minha esposa é americana, meus filhos nasceram aqui. A gente mora numa cidade que não tem muitos brasileiros, então assim a responsabilidade está toda sobre mim mesmo passar passar a cultura, passar essa informação. Mas eu tento, cara. Eu botei a minha filha na capoeira, eu tento botar a música brasileira, eu tento falar com eles um pouco em português, o máximo que eu consigo para passar um pouco essa cultura para eles também.
Legal, cara, sensacional. Felipe, eu sei que nos últimos 5 anos aí na sua vida realmente mudou completamente, né? Especialmente referente ao futebol americano. O que você acha que está reservado aí para um futuro próximo no futebol americano com o Felipe Pereira?
Cara, eu tento levar a cada dia e fazer uma coisa de cada dia, entendeu? Tipo, eu não tenho... eu até as pessoas às vezes me perguntam, mas por que tu faz o que tu faz? Por que tu... Sabe, porque tu faz coisas para o futebol americano há 5 anos, tu não recebe. Muitas vezes eu tiro dinheiro do meu bolso, entendeu? Para participar dos eventos, para estar aí. Por que tu faz isso? Eu faço porque eu falei, que eu acho que tem um potencial que eu vejo, né? Como, sei lá, como empresário, como pessoa, e tem essa parte de um potencial de poder crescer. Isso, e eu acho interessante e gosto e gostaria de continuar sendo parte desse crescimento. Outro como eu falei, essa ideia de devolver para a minha comunidade, devolver para onde eu volto, né? Uma mentalidade um pouco americana, assim, de give back, né? Que eles falam aqui, todos os jogadores fazem, e tento devolver para onde eles cresceram, onde eles nasceram e tal. Mas, assim, pensando no futuro... Cara, a minha ideia é tentar crescer cada vez mais o futebol americano no Brasil, ao mesmo tempo crescer o reconhecimento de quem eu sou, porque eu acho que assim, cada vez mais que eu crescer, se eu continuar com essa mentalidade de fazer pelo pessoal do Brasil, fazer pelo futebol americano, quanto mais eu crescer, mais vai crescer isso também, porque eu vou estar em lugares que eu vou poder ajudar cada vez mais. Então eu trabalho com os dois ângulos, tentando crescer o futebol americano, mas crescer o reconhecimento de quem eu sou também.
Legal, Felipe. Cara, eu agradeço demais porque eu faço parte disso. A minha geração que vem também, dos meus filhos, os garotos mais novos, agradecem demais isso. Felipe, eu quero chamar aqui para bater um papo com a gente também o Coach Chan.
What's up, Felipe?
How are you?
Good, man. I told you I'd get on some English in here. You know what's up.
That's good.
Hey, man, listen, first of all, Felipe, hell of a job. My God, he's a natural, man. Felipe, it's really good to talk to you. I've watched what you've done over the last year or so, especially coaching down here. I've seen your effect on the game down here. And I just want to say, from a person that's coaching here, I really appreciate the efforts that you're putting in, not only here in Brazil, but globally, because it's really going to help grow the game. And I think people can take lessons from you. And hopefully in the future, it's really going to improve the overall status of the game here. So from me, I really appreciate what you do, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And you know, like it's a passion of mine, right? So obviously I love football. Obviously, you know, I love Brazil, and I travel, so I get to, you know, I get to do that worldwide too. So it's very fun to be able to mix both of them. You know, what you do, what you like to do with, you know, be able to help people, and then mix football, which is one of my passions as well. So it's great.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I mean, your story is amazing. It's a different kind of deal. It's, you know, you're a Brazilian, you came into the United States, did your thing there, and now you know, your show is amazing. I've watched a few times, you know, the live with Felipe on Instagram, and what you're doing for the businesses down there, especially with the economy the way it is. I know they really appreciate what you do, and man, I've seen you, you know, with your family almost every day. I mean, your kids are adorable, man. So congratulations on, you know, your family and really what you do with the businesses down there. That's a hell of an achievement.
Yeah, appreciate it. I mean, you know, it was, you know, we were talking about giving back, and it was the way that I figure out I could give back to my community. Use, you know, a platform that I have on Instagram with a lot of followers, a lot of them here locally, to allow the local businesses to showcase themselves a little bit, and, you know, like you said, through this struggling economy of us, and it's, you know, it's. I did it to help people, but it's helped me more than it has helped people, I think, you know, just because
Sure.
I met so many people, and the reward of, you know, when people thank you, and people are, you know, come back to you and say, hey, you know, because of your video, I did get a little bit more business. Or someone walked in and they said they saw your video and they wanted to try it out, you know, and that, to me, there's no money that'll ever pay that, right? That just that feeling is incredible.
Yeah, and it's very therapeutic, I think, for both sides because, you know, look, they're struggling, and I'm sure you get a real sense of that you're really doing something to help the community, and you can see. Look, it's not about the money. Look, obviously, you know, and about being able to, you know, provide a service and help people in need, and you know, that's a rare thing these days. A lot of people are in it to they do for themselves, and so it's really, you know, you're a model for everybody down here, especially. So, you know,
Yeah,
you should
appreciate
be
it.
really
Yeah,
proud of that.
on Saturday, I spent about 3 hours with a local business down here, you know, going over with the owner on how to post on Instagram, how to post on Facebook, how to change profiles, how to add pictures, remove pictures, you know, do all these different things. And, you know, someone would have profited from that person, you know, just to show things that we do on a daily basis, right? That we do very often. So to me, to go there, spend that time with that person, be able to show them how to do it, and, you know, she learned very quickly, and she's doing it just like I suggested. And to me, like I said, that's the most rewarding part, knowing that, you know, I'm making an impact on someone's life and someone's business.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you know, before we let you go, we're gonna get you in the rapid fire, man. This is called the Slack attack section. So we're gonna hit you with a few questions really fast. We'll do a combine of Portuguese and English to throw them off a little bit. So I'll go first. Okay, you go cups of coffee per day.
3 to 4.
That is awesome. That's me, man. It's really Brazilian.
Morning, after lunch, afternoon, and sometimes in the evening too. So.
I got you.
Felipe, equipe favorita da NFL?
Agora tu vai.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Então, eu cresci em Boston e por muito tempo era o Patriots é o meu time e ainda é o meu time. Desde o momento que eu mudei aqui para a Flórida, eu tenho trabalhado bem próximo ao Miami Dolphins, mais no sentido de fazer eventos no Brasil e trabalhar com o time de marketing deles e tal. E eu acabei, né, criando um certo carinho por eles, assim. E aí meus filhos nasceram aqui, pelo menos meu filho nasceu aqui. E eu moro aqui perto, estou 1 hora do estádio. Eu comprei season tickets esse ano para o Miami Dolphins. Mas, assim, se eu tivesse que escolher entre o Patriots e o Dolphins, seria o Patriots. Mas hoje está um pouco dividido.
All right, man. So, favorite film or series on Netflix?
So I'm watching Blacklist right now, which is a great series.
Yeah, It's like we're living it right now in 2020, man.
I know. And so one of my neighbors said, you got to watch Blacklist because you kind of remind me of, Reddington a little bit. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And then I started watching, and he said, it's not that you're a bad guy and you do bad things, but this person that connects you with that person that connects with that person. So you should watch that. And then my wife and I started watching, and we're hooked on Blacklist.
Nice. Felipe, seu time favorito da NBA?
Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics. Okay. That's awesome. I guess I would have thought that because of where you're at, so that's okay. So when the United States plays Brazil in soccer, man, who are you going for?
Always Brazil.
I knew it wasn't going to be a choice, but I had to throw it out there. I mean, the U.S. is so far behind.
And
so,
this is a little more complex than a soccer game, but I'm enlisted on obviously in the Army here in the U.S. I did when I turned 18, and obviously in Brazil too. And I always wondered that if it ever came that there was a battle between both nations, who I would go for, and I think that's a much harder question than a soccer team.
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, there's just no way to compare the two. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Felipe, man, hey, we really appreciate you taking the time. I know we had, kind of adjusting the schedule a little bit, but man, like I said, your story is amazing, and I hope, once the football season kicks off again, we could probably bring you on. I'd love to talk some football with you, talk about both your teams, and see how things progress, and talk about your show as well. It'd be a lot of fun.
Sounds great. I appreciate the invite. It's been a lot of fun, and I look forward to being back here, and hopefully with things a little bit more normal.
Yeah, we too, man. Hopefully in the next month or so. I don't know if you probably staying, together with the news down here, but we're still on lockdown down here for everything. It's absolutely crazy. So
yeah. I was scheduled to go down there in September, but my work has canceled that trip right now because of the current situation. But we're not getting much better here in Florida too. Things are getting, numbers are getting pretty high here too. So.
Yeah, well, like I said, I got theories on that. I'm not even going to go there, but it is what it is. Hopefully, just things get better and people get back to work, and hopefully things get well. But stay safe. Say hello to your kids for me, and you take care. And we'll talk again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mega.
Felipe, obrigado, cara. Obrigado demais. Fiquei muito feliz com a sua participação. E acho que foi muito importante, como eu falei antes, para os jogadores que estão ouvindo, o público do futebol americano brasileiro, conhecer um pouquinho mais da tua história também, até eu. E, cara, a gente vai se falando. Obrigadão demais. Tamo junto, Felipe. Um abração, cara.
Falou, Mega. Um abraço. Até mais.
Take care, man.
Take care.
All right, man. So obviously, Felipe is an amazing story.
Amazing
him, personally. What was it like? You went to the CFL Combine. Now, that was up in Belo Horizonte or in Minas? Where was that?
In Belo Horizonte.
Belo Horizonte. So what was that like? Talk us through a little bit of that, because did they have actual coaches down here? Did they have just some GMs? What was that whole situation like for you?
So I was here in São Paulo because I live in Belo Horizonte, and I came to São Paulo, and when my cell phone just ring and said, "Hey, Mega, you have some combine for CFL in Belo Horizonte, just get ready. Maybe you have 6 weeks for training, so be ready."
Right.
So later, and it was amazing. It was amazing because, like you said, we don't have too much time for schedule. So just 6 weeks for combine. For all the athletes, it was like vacation, like the season ends on December. Maybe some guys start back in the practice right now, like lifting or some off-season workout. And he said, "You need to come back, stay ready." So it was amazing there because Felipe he's awesome, man. He's awesome.
Right.
He's awesome. So he did a really, really good job with CDFA and CFL too. They bring the 2 guys from CFL. I don't remember the name, but and they like from Brazil, and they love what they see here from the passion for the players, from the passion for the club that was there. So it was amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's an amazing guy, and we really look forward to talking again, to him and seeing what the growth is, for next year and beyond in Brazil. So it'd be great. All right, so we're going to get into our next guest. Our next guest personifies the moniker Nancy Wonder Woman Guerra. She owns her own business. She owns a hair salon, does hairstyling for fashion and runway models as well as magazines. She's a mom of two amazing kids. She also works with Wigs for Kids. It's Children Wigs for Kids, which provides wigs to kids with cancer. And oh, by the way, happens to be a workout fiend and the new addition to the WFLA, Women's Professional American Football Association, the New York Stars. So failure is not an option for her. That's her life's motto. She lives in Houston, so that's where that quote was born as well. So let's take a look at Nancy's video.
Fighting does not make you a hero.
What if I promise to be careful? Just a hint, then. No sharp edges.
Be careful of
He with you?
mankind, Diana.
I thought she was with you.
But the closer you get, you will soon find out.
It's okay. All right. So first of all, Nancy, welcome to the show. Finally, we got you on here, the Wonder Woman herself. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity that you have allowed me to have and, speak on this platform. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. Pleasure meeting y'all.
No, it's no problem. And, we're excited to have you on. Like I said, we're trying to, cover as much as we can with the WFLA. So hopefully in the future, we got a lot of interviews lined up. And definitely want to hear your stories and get you guys ready as the countdown begins for the season. So it's going to be exciting. So, first of all, congratulations on being selected, to play for the New York Stars. Before we get into your career, though, let's talk about you becoming Wonder Woman. Now, where are you from originally? And talk a little bit about your family. Kind of give us a little background on Nancy Guerra.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm, born in Houston, raised in Houston. I did live in a little bit like down south in Edinburgh, Texas for a little bit when I was little. And then the whole Wonder Woman started from my siblings, really my brother. It's funny because at the time my dad used to always put Linda Carter Wonder Woman on for them. And that's pretty much what they're raised on is Linda Carter Wonder Woman. And so I'm the youngest of the siblings. And so when I was born, my brother, I was born with the dark head of hair. My brother's like, we have to name her Wonder Woman. We have to name her Wonder Woman. And so my parents, of course, thought it was the funniest thing ever because, like, who names the child Wonder Woman, right? But he's pretty much installed that in me for me to actually believe. I mean, I grew up believing that I was Wonder Woman. I was like, I'm Wonder Woman. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the Wonder Woman. But I think it goes a little bit more further into that because now I feel like I got to live up to that name. You know what I'm saying? Wonder Woman is just not the name Wonder Woman. It's the person behind the name and how much she just really brings to the table and how much she really, just a warrior, a strong warrior. And so growing up thinking I'm her, I felt like I had to make sure that I filled those same shoes, as a warrior, as a strong female, as a very, very, yeah, pretty much as a strong female. So
Sure.
that's how it all started. It started just there, and then everything I've done in my life, I made sure that I've lived up to that. I do so much, and a little bit about my background and where I came from. I mean, I came from practically nothing, but we never saw that, because of my father and my parents never really wanted us to see that struggle.
Sure.
Until I became older, then that's when I kind of realized, like, man, we really did struggle. So. Um, I just wanted to make sure that anything I did in life that I fulfilled every single thing wholeheartedly. And yeah, I mean, Wonder Woman.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Now, growing up in school, were you always involved in sports, and where did your passion for American football come from?
I grew up in sports. Like I said, my father was a professional soccer player back in his hometown. So I always grew up watching him play soccer. I loved every sport. I've watched football growing up, but I really leaned towards soccer because of my father. I mean, going to his games, I was like, oh man, I want this. I also grew up very, very I guess like aggressive. Like I just want to get in there, do this. I want. So I started playing soccer. I did play other sports, but never really loved it as much as I did soccer.
Sure.
Regardless, I still watched football. I just football never was for at the time when me growing up. You never saw a woman playing football. As much as I loved it, as much as I really wanted to be out there and playing with the guys, they were just like, no, you can't. You're gonna get hurt. It's not for girls, And I hated that. I hated that feeling. Like, wait a minute, no, I want to do this too. I have to do this.
Right.
But yeah, growing up, I played soccer most of my life. Even as an adult, I continued playing soccer. Um, I made sure I was putting myself out there all the time. I was the one that says, "Put me in. Let's go. Put me in. I'm not tired. Let's go. Let's go. Let's keep on. Put me in. Put me in." So, I was that player there. But yeah,
So while you were playing, just as a side question, did you crack some skulls? Because hey, look, that's what football is all about. So, with soccer, you can kind of lay into a few people if you do it right. I'm not talking about, you tap them and they do the Neymar and they go tumbling. But I'm saying, walking up and, giving the little shove. Did you get any of those in?
absolutely, absolutely. That's how I knew I belonged in football because my mentality, even playing soccer, was ramming my body. I threw my body all over people. That's the only way I can get the ball. But yeah, that's how I know. I'm like, I have to just, I'm aggressive. Like, I gotta be out there doing something.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. And, it's funny because I think all of us growing up in the United States, we play soccer as kids, but then we just leave it because that's why we're so bad with the U.S. men's team. The women's team
Yeah.
kicks ass, but the men's team just drops it altogether. But, I was a goalie and people would come in. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but man, if you came in the box, you were getting nailed. And that,
Yeah.
that probably started it for me as well as, playing soccer and knocking people on their ass and be like, hey, this is fun, so.
I love that part. I absolutely love that part.
So off the field, like we talked about, you have your hands full. You're an entrepreneur in every sense of the word. Can you talk about the various businesses you are currently involved in?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually own a very successful hair salon. It's a hair salon and spa. I first started cutting hair. I was a hairstylist. I'm a very artsy person. I love creating a lot of looks for people, and I love making people smile. So giving a person a look and then look at themselves like, oh my God, I love it. This looks great. To building that confidence in somebody,
Sure.
I knew it was great. So I started doing hair. I actually got noticed by a fashion designer with a lot of my hair portfolio. And she's like, are you interested in doing a little bit behind the scenes with some fashion shows and fashion weeks? And I'm like, absolutely, yeah. So I had my first Houston Fashion Week, and it was very different. I mean, it's different. It's go, go, go. And these models are in and out, and you don't have time to think about what you need to do. You just like, so that challenge right there was like, okay, I love it. What else you got? I like to be challenged, and I like to make sure that I fulfill that challenge, no matter if I
Sure.
fail or if I don't. I mean, obviously, well, I never fail because failure is not an option for me, but I've turned into wanting to do this on my own. I want to be my own boss. I want to build my own empire. I want to, I want to build a place for people to come and feel good. So I decided to go on my own and become a business owner. And yeah, I do hair at a hair salon. So
Man,
that's
I think you could do wonders with mine. I don't know about Megas. Megas, you could probably do a little better with
Aí
him.
nem sei.
you know, I see some looks I can do for you guys with the colors in there. You know, we can go
Yeah,
a little bit with some.
get a little fade action. I'm all about it, man. Hey, it's all good. Trust me.
One thing though, you don't. I don't do fades. You don't want fading your hair because you're gonna end up line up here and I'll do
It's
everything
all
else,
good.
but no. Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
Hey, Nancy, how you
Hey,
doing? Let's get
I'm
something
great.
for you. Okay, let's get into your football career. Did
Yeah.
you? When did you start playing, and when did you know that professional football was your destiny?
Okay, so I first realized that they had a platform for women's ball when I came across LFL. I actually went to some of their games. I didn't know what to expect because I'm thinking, okay, lingerie football, it's probably just a bunch of girls in lingerie. But when I went to their first game in Austin, oh man, my jaw dropped. I loved it. That's when I realized that there was an actual platform for females to play. Maybe not the way that I expected, but it was still an opening door for me. So as soon as I saw one of those games, it was last season that I was like, I want this. I need this. So on one of those games, after the game, I went up to the coach and I met him, and I shook his hand and I said, Coach Olvera, I'm Nancy. I'm from Houston. I'm gonna play for your team next season. And he's like, okay. He's like, you sound pretty
You just
confident.
told him.
I did because
That's
I'm the type
awesome.
of person that if I want something, I want it. Like I have to have it. I'm gonna do what it takes to get it. Um, and I saw these women, these athletes going out there and really showing what they can do, and I'm like, man, I gotta be a part of this. So I met him. Then I came back home, and then I was like, okay, where do I start? Because I know the game football. I never played the game football. So I was like, where do we start to get to where I need to be? So I actually hired a few football trainers here in Houston, and they're like, okay, let's get you started from square one. And I did. I'm a very quick learner. Plus, I brought a lot of the skills that I have from soccer into it as well. Put a little bit of my knowledge, put a little bit of my strength, my power. And I think I had about 3 months, 4 months of training, and I went to my first tryout in LFL, made the team, made the cut, was offered a contract. And that's when my actual football career started. But I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Again, I know the game, I've never played it. So coming into my first game in this arena filled with fans, filled with like TV and film, I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Sure.
Uh, so I played 1 year for LFL. Um, I played a tight end. I was a tight end for the LFL. Um, and from there, I picked up on another league, LFL 7-on-7. I picked up on another league called IWFA. And on IWFA 8, it's also indoor arena. And I played defensive end and outside linebacker with IWFA. And played for them for the whole year. So about 1 year of football, actual football career life before I got picked up by New York. So
Awesome. Now, all of us can remember the day when we've had, a life-changing experience in football. Tell us about the day you got the call to join the New York Stars of the WFLA, and don't leave out any details. We got to hear this.
Oh man. Oh, where do I start? So I first heard about the WFLA by teammate Lonnie. She posted her video and how she got picked up by the New York Stars. I was like, what is this? Oh my God, this is amazing. There's actual like NFL type for females with, pay. I thought that was amazing. Kudos to them. And then I got a message from the New York Stars manager, and he's like, how do you feel? Are you interested in playing for the New York team? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Like, okay, well, you'll be getting a phone call. Just kind of keep an eye on, give us your information. I didn't know Ja Rule was the one that's going to call me. I thought maybe it was like the manager of the team.
Hold on a minute. So Ja Rule called you too? Because Ambra told me early on Saturday he called her as well. So he called you as well?
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Ja Rule himself.
Murdering.
I was in the car. Where's the Shanti?
Ja Rule, we got to get you on here, man. What's up? All right, come on.
We're going to get my boss man on here. We'll get him on here. I see you, Ja. So I got a phone call from New Jersey. No, I normally don't answer phone calls that I don't recognize because it was spam. But for some reason, something was telling me to answer it. And there he was with his, hey, how you doing? This is Nancy. You know how he does his,
You recognize his voice right away. You had to.
Right away.
Yeah.
Immediately I'm like, are you Ellie?
I was just watching that the other day with J-Lo, man. Oh my God. That is so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was like, this is crazy. And he's like, hey, man. But he was really, I know. I was like, I'm about to put on some background music with this.
Right.
I'm about to get out
Getting ready to walk down and bounce the basketball court down the sidewalk. All right, go ahead.
But when you think of anyone famous, you think they're just real, just cutthroat. I mean, he's real genuine. He was like, hey, how you doing? How's everything? It's great to talk to you. And I'm like, you're talking to me like a normal person. This is cool.
Yeah.
I just want you to know, if you're interested in playing for my team, I just picked up New York Stars. I saw a vision. I want to be part of this women's empowerment. I love football. I'm like, why not? Do something like Jay-Z did with the NFL and own my own team and really get myself involved. And he's like, how do you feel about being on my team? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely, 100%, absolutely. Right. Not only are a lot of the people I looked up to were getting picked up by the team, I really believed in how Ja Rule believed in the vision too. So I'm like, I'm all for it. This has my name all over it. This is Wonder Woman all over it.
That's it, man. That's so cool.
Nancy, as a athlete, I wanna ask this for you. How your training come along right now? Because I know coronavirus issues made a lot of difficulties for everyone. And what kind of routine you doing right now for your next season?
So yeah, unfortunately, we got hit by this pandemic. But before the pandemic, I was able to fly out. Ja Rule flew some of us out to Miami to do a celebrity flag team. So I was able to kind of touch base with a lot of the girls there and be like, okay, what do we need to do to train? Unfortunately, that flag game was canceled. But coming back, we already had a mindset of how we wanted to do things. We were going to go and start with a lot of training, and then the COVID hit. So we kind of got stuck. Everything got canceled for us. The good part about it is the teammates that got picked up by New York live in Texas as well. So I was able to meet with some of the teammates and have some practices, and just kind of throw the ball around and kind of like really, we also started a chat room and be like, okay, what do we need to do? Where do we need to keep ourselves busy, keep our minds off this pandemic situation, and really focus on coming in hard next year. Um, Not only that, training with ourselves too, making sure that we're prepared for ourselves, what we're going to bring to the table. Because regardless, we're a team, but we all bring something powerful to the game with each individual person as a female. So we got to make sure we focus on ourselves. So a lot of training. I have been training with a lot of guys. As a matter of fact, I know you mentioned XFL. I have XFL friends that I've trained
Ah,
with outside of that. So Houston Roughnecks. Shout out to Walker and I know Randy Holly. Like I know some of them, so it's kind of like pretty cool to hear your story as well with that. And I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. So yeah, again, I'm just trying to train um, with what I can, with what I'm able to, for what we have access to right now.
right.
Hopefully, once this is over, we'll be able to go back into training. Um, those combines coming up, there's draft coming up, but yeah, just really working on ourselves right now and
That's
communicating. Communication is key for sure.
Yeah, in previous discussions, when I talked to Paula Chiarochi, she's with the Phoenix Red Tails, and one of your
Mm-hmm.
new teammates, Umbra Marcucci. I talked to her
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I asked them about the sisterhood that seems to be prevalent, even in the infant stages of the WFLA. Kind of talk about what the sisterhood means to you, and how does that factor in your preparation for 2021?
Oh man. Again, this kind of goes back to what this league is really trying to do for women empowerment. So a lot of these females that got picked up, they have that genuine soul that they want to share with everybody else, and I love that about all of them that I've met. I mean, they're amazing people. Not only are they talented, um, women with their stories and their lives and what they do outside of football is like just very motivation, inspiration. So being surrounded by the same mindset that I have only helps us empower each other more, um,
Sure.
and especially females. I mean, it's our time. It's our time to shine. It's our time to really show what we can do and what we can do with this league as well. So being surrounded by a lot of them have been amazing. I mean, I look up to a lot of them. We chit chat. They're just great, amazing souls. So I'm grateful for that. I'm very blessed to be able to meet a lot of these women that I not only see as teammates, but I call sisters as well. The fam, it's a fam.
Awesome.
Nice, nice. What position do you play, and in game situation, how do you do? How the situation in the game you more like when you are in the field?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay. What position do you play, and what game situation do you most like when you are in the field?
I'm a triple threat. I play offense and defense and linebacker.
Mhm.
But I love defensive end and linebacker because I love to hit. I love to hit. I love to pass it. I
That
have
is
to.
so. I'm
So
sorry. I don't want to
I do.
interrupt, but that is just awesome, man. I mean, okay. I mean,
I love to hit.
that is awesome.
I don't mind tight end. Like I love, protecting my quarterback. But if you can put me out there on the opposite side of the ball and really hit, let's do it. Like I'm stopping them. They ain't going past me. So
That's so cool.
yeah, just outside linebacker. I want that's the position that I really want to play, and I see myself more aggressive with. So
Well, speaking of that, everyone has players they look up to when you're playing a particular sport. Who are some of your
Mhm.
role models?
Oh man, where do I start? um, for me, actually, I know it's just kind of weird to say, but I actually look up to a lot like Kaepernick. Kaepernick for me, even though he's not the politics really ruined that whole situation. Seeing him play and how he plays with his whole heart, has always been someone I've always. I'm a Niners fan, by the way. I know I love Houston Texans too, but I'm a Niners fan.
So yeah, I got you.
So, seeing him, I think not only how he plays as a quarterback, but I think I just love how he is very. I don't know what's the word to say it, but how he puts himself out there on the field, and he reads these plays so well. And
Mhm.
he's just like, okay, well, it's not going to work. Let me just do it. I got it. Let me take off. So he's a leader on top of him just being quarterback. He's a leader, and I love that type of mindset. He knows what he wants. He's going to go and get it. He's going to go do what he has to do, and he's going to make sure that his team follows through, regardless of how any play goes about. So, yeah, going back from the 49ers, a big Joe Montana too. I mean, who doesn't love Joe Montana, right? I think I was
Sure.
Joe Montana. So yeah, I have. But also, even though I'm a Niners fan, the Houston Texans, J.J. Watt is another player that I also look up to. I think J.J. Watt is strong and powerful to the team for the Texans. And he's just a great person overall, outside and inside of the field. So,
Oh my God! I mean, the amount of money he donated with the Hurricanes and that he raised. I mean, that guy is amazing. But going back, and not to interrupt, but going back with Colin Kaepernick for a minute. Let's be honest. Again, on my show, I try not to get into too much politics. I mentioned that this morning when I was talking about Michelle Obama. And look, how the hell this guy doesn't have a team right now, I just don't get it, because you can't tell me that some of the quarterbacks that are out there are better than somebody that's played in the Super Bowl. Yeah, he had a couple of bad seasons afterwards, but he's still Colin Kaepernick. I mean, he's a hell of an athlete. A lot of teams are going to the RPO one-back sets right now, to where he's a mobile quarterback. Imagine him in a backup role, even with the Baltimore Ravens, even with the Arizona Cardinals. That people are doing the RPO systems. He would be a perfect fit. And then you got teams that need freaking quarterbacks. I mean, you got the Jaguars that are dying for quarterbacks right now. I mean, there's a long list, and for him not to be in it right now just because of the politics is a shame, because in a few years he's going to run out of gas. I mean, he's not getting any younger, and this whole thing just needs to be put aside. Again, I'm not going. We could spend a whole show talking about Black Lives Matter, which we did in our very first show, but the bottom line is, the guy, football wise, I'm a coach, and if he was out there, he would already been signed. I mean, you're bringing in Cam Newton yesterday, who nobody knows if he's even injured really or not, if he's ready to go. And then here's a guy who's demonstrated that he's completely healthy, ready to go, and he's still sitting on the bench and not even being able to be in the league. That's Bush League. And the NFL has really dropped the ball. And again, I don't mean to get on a soapbox there, but he needs to be in the league.
I completely 100% agree with you. We have to think about football is a game that so many people love to watch. So when it turned into very just political, it ruined him as an athlete because of how it just turned out. At the end of the day, Cap can play, and he's smart. He's real smart, and he knows what he needs to do. His moves are powerful. So I hate that. I hate that it's just turned into a huge politician thing, and I hate that it's gone to this, and I hate that he's really trying to find himself out there to put him back on what he needs to do. At the end of the day, it's football. It's American football. Give the guy the chance, to decide everything he's done. Just let him play and show what he really brings to the table. And I think he's just great. He's a great athlete. So
no, the guy can flat out ball, number one. And then secondly, if you're worried about the national anthem or whatever, take it out. Take it out of all the sports. You don't need it. Look, my dad was in the Navy. I have family members there, so I'm not disrespecting the flag or any of that BS, okay? Just take it out. We don't need it, and that eliminates, okay, somebody's going to kneel, somebody's not going to kneel, da-da-da-da. Take it out of the equation. People go to sports because they want to get away from politics. They want to get away from things. They want to sit for 3 hours and cheer on their team and do the things that they want to do. So eliminate it and put the guy in it. He has the skills, right? I mean, he has the talent. Let the guy freaking play. Enough already. So
I hate that because it's like exactly what you said. We're there just to watch the game, take it out. What about the people back home that are sitting watching the game when the anthem is on? Like, I understand that when you're in the game, you got to stand up. So why people at home don't do the same thing? Why can't people stand up while the anthem? Why are people sitting on the couch watching the game but nobody gives them shit?
exactly.
Let's be real about things. You know what I'm saying? I get it. It's respect. We're going to respect the flag. I respect the flag. I respect everything on it. But you cannot punish a guy for believing on something that had nothing to do with the actual anthem. It has something to do with police brutality. Point blank and simple. There's no gray shading to it. And so it's like, come on, you're going to punish him for he's rough. Like, you're going to punish him for that when I could name thousands of things wrong if we really want to break it down of all that's happened throughout our football careers. But it's not. It's about watching the game and watching these players and watching them do what they love and to really go out there and show it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. I brought it up the other day, and I know we're getting off tangent. We'll get back in a second, but
I know.
I could do a whole freaking show on this because it really drives me crazy as a coach and as a former player. If anywhere anybody sees in a locker room, there's no politics. I play. We got white guys, we got black guys, we got Spanish guys, and you're just a team. And you're going out there to crack heads. And Tim Tebow a few years ago, when he was kneeling, it was a fad. People are like, okay, let me go do a Tebow, and everybody, was like making fun of it as a joke. But now when Kaepernick does it, it's like the world ends. It's like, give me a freaking break. Enough.
That just kind of shows you, and I'd say, and I'll be real blunt about it, it just shows you that racism exists really bad because of the fact that they, look at the difference between the two players, and it's like, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. But this is the world we live in, and change needs to start from all of us. We got to just go out there and do what we can to change this and just go back to the old days where we just have family time and enjoy some good football.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. All right, so
but I think hopefully by
the
women having this team will kind of push that a little bit out there too, and kind of go back to good old American women's football. So.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, take me to the future. Let's go to May 2021. You're about to go on the field for your first game as a New York Star. Your kids are either there watching or watching on TV. Yeah, that TV contract's going to come. It will.
Ooh, yeah, I know.
Talk about the well of emotion for you in the anticipation feeling, because I know you've thought about it. What is that moment going to be like for you?
I'm already feeling it. Like the tingles are coming in right now. Oh man, I could already picture myself coming out that field. I'm going to have my cape. I told you I'm gonna have my cape on. I'm gonna have my Wonder Woman cape on.
Heck yeah, rock it. Hell yeah.
I need the Wonder Woman theme going on. The feeling is, oh man, adrenaline feeling, just going out to this field with your family on the stands. My kids have always gone to every single game, and seeing them out there, I'm just like, I'm gonna make you proud, baby. I'm gonna make you proud because I want them to kind of have the same thing. So May 2021, when I walk out on that field, I'm going to walk out beast mode, confident, and bring all the fire.
And we're expecting, the Wonder Woman jersey, man. You got to sign that thing and send that down here so we can place it on the Slack Smack wall, because we're definitely going to be watching. That's going to be killer.
I love that. Yeah, I like I said, I don't have a lot of experience, in the actual playing game, but I'm gonna be the underdog that shocks the world. You're gonna remember me watching.
Oh yeah,
I'm coming hard. So
look at your past. I believe once you set your mind to it, all the balls you're juggling right now. I have no doubt you're gonna be successful, and it's gonna be amazing. That. Now,
not only that, we appreciate you guys too. We appreciate all the support that you guys have, given us. So men supporting women is a huge deal. So it's a big deal. So I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
It's our pleasure, and we appreciate you guys, letting us, have an opportunity to talk to you. For me, as a former player, and obviously with him being a current player and as a coach as well, we can kind of see the quality that's going on. I mean, we've seen the players. I've seen a lot of the tapes, the videos. I was watching Paula's video last week. I saw Ambra's video. I got the girl, what's her name, Alyssa, with the cannon arm that's coming on next week, Tuesday, the one that threw the
yeah.
60-yard bomb on the street in her freaking clothes.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of talent that's out there. And so I really think the quality play is going to be solid. And I think it's going to be something different and unique that will be different than the other leagues. See, my father was involved a lot with the USFL, the World League, and those didn't succeed because it was basically giving more of the same thing. But the WFLA is bringing a completely different thing to the table for people to see. First of all, obviously, it's women playing football, but it's a different kind of environment. So it's just like the U.S. women's soccer team when that exploded, like in '99, when you guys were filling up stadiums and stuff to watch the game. It's going to be the same effect, I believe. I think there's a big thirst for the game. I've seen it here in Brazil. I've seen it in the United States. And now you finally have a league to call your own and say, okay, now you got to put us in the NCAA. Now you got to put us in high school, build it from the ground up, and then it's going to rock. I don't see how it cannot.
I agree. Women's football, just saying that. I can't believe we have a women's football going pro. That's crazy.
It's going to get to a point, in my opinion, that it's just going to be more American football. It's not even going to be about women. I really think that's not going to be the deciding factor in the discussion. Obviously, in the lingerie league that you played in before, that was a whole different marketing ploy. But this is full pad, real deal, women going at it. And it's just going to be, look, okay, we got American football in the spring. When does fantasy football start for that? When can we go watch the games and tailgate for that? It's going to be the same thing. So it's going to be awesome.
Let's do it. It's going to be great.
We're gonna put you real quick through the rapid fire questions real quick as well. Okay, so these are really pretty easy. All right, so go ahead, man.
So, what do you prefer, beer, wine, or whiskey?
Tequila. You weren't giving me the option, but if you give me the option, I'll go whiskey. Whiskey's pretty good.
Man, tequila gives me a freaking headache just thinking about it, man.
And margaritas. Okay.
Favorite superhero other than Wonder Woman?
Favorite superhero other than Wonder Woman? Superman, obviously, but yeah, Superman.
Superman?
Yeah, Superman. Superman.
That's fine.
Okay. Favorite food after a night out and it's past like 2 a.m.
I'm a huge wings and cheese fries person.
Oh, yeah, man.
Put a basket of wings and some fries with queso on them. Oh, man.
I miss chicken wings. We in Brazil, they don't do it here right, man.
Not too much. Maybe some.
Y'all don't have chicken wings in Brazil?
Not like we do them there. It's not the same. Even when they fry stuff down here, it's different. It's not, man, like Buffalo Wild Wings or Hooters or oh my freaking God, I miss that so much.
Yeah, wings it is.
So, favorite Netflix movie or series?
At the moment, I'm watching Ozark.
Ozark.
It's pretty good. Ozark. It's a really good one.
I haven't seen that. Is that good?
It's actually pretty good. I was iffy on it first because it didn't, it was really hyped up. So I was like, okay, what's this about? I'm gonna watch it. The first season's a little slow, but after that, it gets really good and interesting. So I'm like, oh, okay. Ozark it is right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like to. Best travel destination you have been to?
Oh man, I travel. Oh gosh. So okay, it's either between Bahamas, Hawaii, and Costa. I just got back from Costa Rica, and I love Costa Rica. I think Costa Rica's atmosphere, but view-wise, it would have to be between Bahamas and Hawaii.
Where'd you go in the Bahamas? Just out of curiosity.
The pig, you know what, Eczema, Pig Island, where the pigs are at. Eczema.
Oh, okay. Very
It's
cool.
great. Yeah, I don't know if you ever heard of the Pig Island, but there's actually a private island where there's like pigs that swim in the beach. It's crazy. But it's eczema.
I've
Eczema
seen a few
Bahamas.
pigs on the island, but they weren't real pigs. I'm just going to leave
No,
that
That's bad. So yeah, Eczema Bahamas. It is. There's an island that has it's a private island. You have to go by boat, and it's like nothing but pigs, and they swim on the beach. It's crazy. I mean, in the ocean. It's crazy. Yeah.
All right. So Cardi B or Amy Lee?
It depends on the day. Cardi B for my workouts, maybe, and I mean, I don't know, it's a little hard. I like them. I like them both. I'm more of a like Chevelle type of person. I like Chevelle. I like, crazy to sound. I like Slipknot and Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
But
Cardi
Amy
B, she's amazing. I think it's the vibe because I'm a little partial to Amy Lee because I interviewed her in Orlando in 2012, and
oh, did you really? That's cool.
yeah, I'll have to shoot you that. That was like my
Yeah.
first big interview, and I'm a huge fan. I actually have an Evanescence tattoo here that she signed. So
Oh, no way.
I was
That's so
totally,
cool.
yeah, I was geeking out, man. I mean, it's like, oh my God, because they actually pulled us on the tour bus that was behind the House of Blues. And here I am. She's sitting right next to me. And you'll see I'll have to send you the video. It's on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Yeah, please.
Like every 5 minutes, I'm like scratching my shoulder. And I didn't realize because I was nervous as hell. I'm like, oh my God, this is Amy Lee. But after that, we've talked to a lot of different celebs now after that. But once you had that break in, it's like, man, like you were talking about with Ja Rule, these people are just regular people. And she was so nice, so down to earth. And
Amy Lee's awesome.
and then her eyes, man, they're like crystal ice blue. It's like amazing. So they got new music coming out. Amy, if you're watching, I'm going to get you back on here soon. So.
Did they really?
Huh?
Do they really have music coming out?
Yeah, next week. Yeah, Evanescence has got new stuff coming out. So
I gotta check that out, Evanescence. I love Cranberries. Did you ever listen to Cranberries?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Unfortunately, the lady passed away, the lead singer, but I love
it. 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, Zombies. Amazing. But hey, Cardi B, I got mad love to you too. Don't worry, I'm all about it. So. Listen, well, listen, Nancy. Hey, it's been a pleasure. I apologize. I know we had some scheduling mix-ups there, but we were able to get through it, and we really appreciate your time. We're going to be following your career for sure, and once you get started, we'll try and bring you on once the season gets going, and look forward to seeing how things progress and I want to see you knocking some people on their ass.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me, and I can't wait to get everybody else on here, too, so they can kind of, get their story out there.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys for supporting our women's football league. We're going to be big, so definitely keep an eye on everything we bring to the table, and I appreciate the opportunity. Remember me, Wonder Woman.
Will do. We got you. Take care. All right.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, wow. Vic, it's one of the things I've been telling you. One of the reasons why we're focusing so much on the WFLA, it's not the fact, people got to look past the fact that it's a women's league. Okay, yes. Yeah. Okay, you're checking a box, it's women, but the quality. I mean, you saw the girl the other day you saw the highlights that we used in the one video with the girl that plays here in Brazil. This is really going to be something special for people to watch.
Yes, for real. Like I said, for Felipe, we have so many potentials for these girls and play. Right now, they have for the opportunity for play professional sport they love. So This is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, I look forward to we're going to announce here some of the upcoming interviews with them, but we really want to bring on as many of the players and the coaches and the people from the organization as they're in their development phase now, because it's really an exciting time. The players, the emotion, the passion that you see from them every day with every interview, they can't stop smiling, because this is the first time that they're going to be paid athletes. They're going to have a solid league. They're looking to get to 32 teams. Going to play on Wednesday nights. I mean, it's really going to be something. And we already have. Shoot, I think we have 10 or 12 athletes from Brazil going to play there already.
Eu até quero falar isso em português,
Sim.
Porque é muito importante isso que está acontecendo, esse movimento, principalmente para as atletas brasileiras, tá? Que tem essa grande liga agora de olho no Brasil. Hoje nós já temos 2 atletas contratadas, 3 atletas contratadas no Brasil, e isso é uma grande oportunidade. Nenhuma liga masculina teve ainda jogadores brasileiros contratados diretamente do amador para o profissional, como essa liga está fazendo com o Brasil.
Exatamente.
Então, garotas agora, vocês têm oportunidade, essas garotas novas, né, que estão com 12, 13, 14 anos, que têm a oportunidade de ingressar no esporte agora de uma maneira correta, essa é uma excelente oportunidade para vocês, então aproveitem que vocês têm tudo para ser uma jogadora de sucesso comanense.
Né? É muito importante e todo mundo precisa ouvir, porque agora, de outra coisa, it's global. De outro dia tem uma entrevista em Portugal, em futuro tem entrevista em Inglaterra, em futuro na Austrália, Estados Unidos e outro lugar. É muito diferente.
Exato.
É muito legal. So we're really excited. And again, we really appreciate all our guests coming on. Vic Penn, we had some connection issues, so we're going to bring him on a different date. So stay tuned. We'll announce that in the coming days. So we were sorry we weren't able to bring him on tonight, but that's okay. We'll get him on here, no problem. This Friday night we have another fantastic lineup. Sorry. First is the current head coach of the Colombian national team, Mr. Renzo Devia. Now, Mr. Devia has had an amazing career in the United States as a player, as a quarterback up in Flushing, New York. Won a championship in high school, received many Division I offers. Unfortunately, tore his ACL. Then played some semi-pro ball after that. Became the offensive coordinator for Pumas, which is, everybody knows Pumas down in Colombia. And eventually the head coach, both years winning the national title. Created another team in Colombia, and now, as like I said, he's the head coach for the Colombian national team, so we can't wait to talk to him. Next, we have Balin Trujillo. He's from my neck of the woods. He played at USF. For all my UCF fans, we won't hold it against him. We'll forget the war on I-4 for now, because those are two, big-time rivals. But, hey, it's all good. UCF has owned you. No, I'm kidding. But we have. As well, he played with Weber International University until he was also sidelined with an ACL. He played some at safety, and they won the Sun Conference title. He then went on to play arena football for the Central Florida Jags and the Orlando Predators and the Tarpons as well. While he was with the Predators, he was actually invited to the All-Star game, where he was selected the MVP, where he threw for 5 TDs and caught one. Jesus, in an All-Star game. That's crazy. So he currently owns a QB training company called Be True Training. He's the founder and the owner of Advanced Quarterback Camp. He's teamed up with former South Carolina QB Stephen Garcia, former Dallas Cowboys QB Quincy Carter, former Miami Hurricane Charlotte 49er Kevin Olsen, and more. Lastly, he's also a co-host on ESPN 580 Radio in Orlando and is the current PE coach at one of the high schools there. So he's got a lot on his plate as well, and we're really excited to bring him on Friday. And last but not least, Christine Anderson. Our next guest is going to be another player from the WFLA, the Women's Professional Association for Football. She plays for the Dallas Diamonds. Now, get this, she's 42 years old, okay? Yeah, still doing it. She's self-employed. She's an entrepreneur, lives by the motto, success is as close as you're willing to work for it. and she embodies it. I've seen some of her workout videos already. She's getting it on. I'm excited to learn about, what she's going to be doing, training, getting ready for the 2021 season. She's a defensive end, so she knows she's in my wheelhouse. I love that. That's my position. And she's going to tell about her life and her dreams of playing professional football. So we're real excited to have Christine on Friday as well. Thanks again for tuning in. Again, this has been episode 6. We look forward to seeing you Friday night. It'll be 8 o'clock Brazil time, 7 o'clock Eastern. For Victor, for me, this has been Slack Smack. Staying there is harder than getting there. We'll see you next week on Friday.
All right.